everyone, to this week's edition of The Weekly Sting. I'm your host, Joe Hutzler, outside a very sunny Schellenberger Field on this Wednesday afternoon. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into our first guest, and that is Miss Mallory Henderson. Mallory, thanks for coming on the show. Really appreciate it. I know you have hair issues
Yeah, it's all
right
over
now.
the place right now.
we moved so that you wouldn't have to have shadows in your face, and now you got to deal with the wind. So we do apologize for that.
It's all right.
We don't apologize for having you on because of the relevancy of what you guys have been able to do from a field hockey perspective. You guys are on a great run right now, 5 straight wins. And we keep talking about this, but I think it's worth mentioning again, the difference this team in the way they look, the way that the atmosphere is when we're around you guys, as opposed to a month ago. When you're going on the road again and again and again. You finally come back home after a month. You beat Washington and Lee, and since then it's been domination. What changed for you guys mentally and, of course, from the fundamental standpoint after coming back from those road trips?
After the road trips, I mean, mentally being home, that already automatically helps us out mentally because we're not fatigued from the bus. We're on our home field, and it's just it's an exciting atmosphere to come out to. So it's so nice to be back at home finally. And then fundamentals, I think practice, we've just been picking it up a lot, changing up our drills a little bit, making them more challenging. Going over some film and everything, so it's just little pieces that are all coming together now. Well, the
one great thing about your all's play as of late is that you are enjoying being home, and you're probably still going to be home before the ODAC tournament next week, undefeated, well on the way to clinching that #1 seed officially coming up on Saturday. What does that, we talk about this from a media perspective. Well, they're playing at home, so they'll have home field advantage. But we don't really go into it much more than that. Some of us never made it to this level, the collegiate level, playing at home. How much of an advantage is Schellenberger Field for you guys as opposed to playing elsewhere?
It's huge. I mean, like I said, it's a lot of a mental aspect to it. Just being home, having our fans here, having everyone here cheering us on, that helps out tremendously. And just the comfort of our own field. We practice every single day on it, so, and not being on AstroTurf helps out a lot too.
Yes.
So,
I know last year that was a point of contention, having to play on AstroTurf. But
very different playing style.
Of course, absolutely. With you guys doing as well as you are, is this what you thought you could do? I mean, is this when you start the season, is this what you expected to happen? And even more so, a month ago, did you think you would be in this position after the way things were going?
I think so. We have a lot of talent this year, and again, in the beginning, it was kind of a rough start, but I think we're where we should be now. So
I think it's a good spot to be in. I always want to be at the top.
Yes.
So best of luck next week when that happens. Of course,
Thank
best
you.
of luck Saturday.
Thank you.
Should mention they have 1 game left. Outside of field hockey, of course, you are a student. You are someone that's not just a full-time athlete. And outside of just the academic world, you do like to be, on a day like this, I'm sure you'd love to be outside doing something. You mentioned hiking. You mentioned the beach. I want to know, where does that come from? Where does the love for being outside come from?
I grew up, so the area I'm from, I'm surrounded by water, so I have a lot of water there, like rivers, bays, beaches, so I'm always outside somewhere. And then up here, like during the winter time, since you can't go to the beach or anything like that, kind of left with the mountains, so I'm just outside any chance I get. My parents, my dad grew up, like, we were always outside together doing bonfires or something like that, so kind of came from that.
Do you have a favorite place to hike around here?
I've only really been to Sharp Top around here. I've been to Crabtree Falls, which is pretty cool. That's a little further away. So
Sharp Top I have not been to yet. What's the view like once you get there?
It's amazing up there. You can see everything. I definitely recommend to anyone that goes here, definitely needs to make a trip up there.
There you go, Sharp Top. That's the place.
Recommended.
It's a place to go. Recommended by Mallory Henderson.
Yes.
Of course, when you think about outdoors, you see the commercials on TV. What are people doing? They're throwing sticks to dogs, or they're playing with dogs in general. You are someone who is all for that. You have 2 dogs of your own, and it's funny you said before we came on the air, I can talk about them more than I can talk about me. What is it about those 2 dogs?
I'm definitely an animal person. We got them when I was both in high school. So they're both rescue dogs. One's a girl, one's a boy. The girl, her name's Zoe. The boy is Clyde. And Clyde's crazy because he's still a puppy. He's in his later puppy stages.
Right.
So he's around 2 or 3 years old, but lots of energy all the time.
Of course, at that age especially.
Yeah.
Crazy Clyde, I like it. I like that. With that also comes the student side of your life. Wanting to be a physical therapist one day, and I think it's really interesting to hear why people want to take that route. And yours is actually because you were injured and you thought, I'm getting a lot of education on my own injuries,
Right.
something I'm interested in.
Yeah, definitely. That's kind of when it exposed me to it, when I went to physical therapy for surgeries and everything. So I just got exposed to it there, and then I knew I wanted to do something that helped people with any career I picked, so it kind of fell into place.
How is that going as far as what you expected? And is it more than you expected, or was it right about what you thought it would be?
It's pretty hard so far. Anatomy, I'm in oh my goodness, anatomy right now.
Hard to say.
Yeah, hard all around. But no, it's not too bad if you put in the amount of work you need to. So just studying a lot, and it's not too bad after
Makes
that.
sense.
Yeah.
Do you have a preference on, because typically you go to grad school for that, do you think about staying here? Or?
I'm definitely going to apply here.
Okay.
I've already looked at some other places too, but Lynchburg's definitely a place I'll be applying.
Great place to do it,
Yeah.
that's for sure. People come from all over the world to come to this physical therapy program. I do want to end on coming back to field hockey and just talking about when you look at what the team has done, obviously things are clicking on all cylinders to this point. Is there still another level? Do you guys think you've reached your full potential, or do you think you can still get better?
I think we can still get better, definitely. If we keep practicing the way we have been, getting our minds right and working hard, I think we can definitely keep going further.
Can this team bring the championship back?
We'll see.
Oh,
Hope so.
She's not going to come out and say it. Okay, I respect that. Mallory, thank you so much for your time, for coming on the show.
Thank you
Good
so
luck
much.
on Saturday, and we'll see you around campus.
Thank you.